I'm Hadeley, and I'm a mental health therapist here at Optimum Joy. I think something that I would want people to know about counseling is I've met a lot of clients who have said, oh, I'm not sick enough for counseling, or on the opposite end of the spectrum, maybe my problems aren't big enough for counseling. Maybe I will be bothering the counselor if I go about this, or what if the counselor or the therapist that I see judges me? And all of these different fears and lies can come in. Human beings were made for community and to do life with one another and to support one another. And it's important, I think, to know when you come into counseling that you are not the sum of your low moments or your vulnerabilities or your fears or the places that you feel that you have weaknesses. Counseling is really just a place for you to be able to feel safe, where you don't have to fear judgment, and where you can work through things and be able to pursue peace, love, and joy, knowing that your past doesn't define you and it doesn't have to define you. I think my favorite thing about being a therapist is just being able to be a person that people can come to and feel heard and feel seen and help people feel unstuck. I think that's a very common feeling that a lot of people who struggle with mental health experience. And whether that is, feelings of being stuck in old patterns of behavior or old thought patterns or relationships, whatever it may be, being able to just have a space and open up a space for people where they can feel like they can be open and honest and process through things, as well as be able to get, tangible techniques and tangible tools to be able to feel unstuck and be able to move forward and feel like they are capable of a life of peace, love, and joy is something that I absolutely love. And there's nothing more rewarding, I think, than when a client comes into a session and they say, hey, remember that thing we talked about in last session, or that thing you suggested that I try? I've been doing it and I feel so much more free and unstuck. And that is probably my favorite part of being a therapist, for sure. Oh, so many things bring me joy, honestly. I know it's probably cliche to say, but my friends and my family just bring me so much joy. I really believe as human beings, we were built for community and built to do life together with other people. And so just spending time with friends and my family really means so much to me. And I think as well, like doing things that, help me to feel like I'm part of something bigger than myself, whether that means having a really deep, vulnerable conversation with a friend, or engaging with my faith, or volunteering, or whatever it may be. Just feeling like I'm a part of something bigger brings me a lot of joy, and coffee brings me a lot of joy too, especially a latte in a cute mug. So much happiness from that. So outside of the office, I love staying active, especially if it is anything that involves being outside. I love spin classes, hiking, horseback riding, swimming. I just find that exercising and making sure that I'm getting movement in really helps with stress and taking care of myself. And I also am very passionate about the arts. I started when I was very young in vocal performance and ballet. So I love going to the symphony, I love the opera, art museums. Like I said, I love literature. Even just walking around Chicago and looking at the architecture or going to a new city, I absolutely love. So big fan of the arts. And I also love traveling, especially anywhere that is really different from where I grew up. I think it is so helpful to talk to people who grew up in different cultures, trying different cuisines, things like that. I think that's so important for growing in like wisdom and empathy and open-mindedness and things like that. So I love traveling as well. Love. Thank you. Stop gassing me up.
We got to.
Woo!
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're
I think
good.
I messed it up.
You got it.
Can I start over?